I wrote this over 14 months ago, and I have noticed my growth since then. Maybe not as quickly as I could have grown if I had focused more, but it is extremely hard when you are breaking out of old habits and perceptions. However, it is so amazing what you can do and the freedoms you obtain when you open your mind, focus on healing yourself from the inside, and let go of all preconceived ideas. Not only your own, but others as well. Remember, change is inevitable. Progress and growth are a choice. I've said that many times before. This is something this is me writing. This is my writing. I love to write, by the way. I would have a blog if I could, but I don't. I love writing. And I tend to convey my ideas better with pen and paper than I do vocally. So yeah, so this is what I wrote over 14 months ago, and this is like around the time when I started on this journey that I've been on for the past year, and all these things that I've been dealing with, and I guess growth within myself and getting past my anxiety and like all these things. So because I've decided to go ahead and read this to you guys, because I do post it like on Facebook and stuff, but you guys don't see that. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you guys and I guess talk about it in a way. So this is what I wrote over 14 months ago. So, okay. Embarking on this journey of working on myself and getting all my thoughts, emotions, dreams, aspirations, needs, etc. in order has been the hardest thing I've ever begun to do. Getting myself out of this vicious cycle of doubt, habit, complacency, and servitude towards everyone else except myself is something I am truly struggling with. Trying to get myself past the guilt of not being controlled by others, and getting past my feelings, the fear of rejection and failure, and going after what I truly want and letting it be known. Not feeling guilty when I say I don't want that, or I don't want to do that, because I'm tired of wasting my time and energy on things that are holding me back and keeping me from the life I want. This is difficult, but I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up on myself and my life. I may fall down from time to time. I may fail. That's a given. But I will not stay down. I will learn to fall forward. I need this. I need to do this for me. And if that means I have to lose certain people in my life, so be it. I'm tired of living my life for everyone else and pushing my own needs and wants to the side for everyone else's comfort. The real me is starting to emerge, and I'm going to feed and nourish it. So, I wrote this over a year ago when all this stuff started, when I started with this transitional, I guess going into this transitional phase in my life where I've been transitioning into the person that I am, I guess you can say. I guess I want to talk about basically how hard it is. That my phone is all messed up and it's old and crappy. So it's part of being poor, Anyway, so this whole thing, what I was just writing, what I wrote, what I was talking about is, we have all these perceptions that we put on ourselves, and then we have perceptions that other people put on us. They throw their perceptions on us, and we tend to believe them sometimes. Or we have preconceived ideas, things that we've believed since we were children, or things that we've believed over the years because other people have told us, and we're like, oh, well, that makes sense, And a lot of times, most of us don't tend to think about it. We don't really think about what we're being told, especially if it's somebody of authority or who we perception to be of authority. I've always been one to not really be in, and it's gotten me in trouble before, I will say that, but I've always been one that doesn't really, just because you have some kind of authority, you're an authoritative figure doesn't mean anything to me. It never has. I have had crazy conversations with owners of companies that I work for. I have told them they were wrong. You know, I'm not afraid to. I've always been that way. I don't know why, but I have. I've always had this issue with authority. Even my kids, their mouths have dropped open so many times with some of the things that I say to people, or I'm just a truth speaker. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and lie to your face. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. If I feel like if I feel like you're in the wrong, I'm going to tell you you're in the wrong. And if you prove me wrong, then great. I'm gonna accept that, and I'm gonna be like, I will. I will be like, okay, I'll own up to it. You know. But if I feel like you're in the wrong, I'm going to say it. That's just the way I am. So I don't care who you are. But what I'm saying is, when somebody from that we perceive as authoritative tells us something, we tend to believe it more, and we tend to basically put it in our subconscious, like we put it in a file there in our subconscious as, oh, this is true, you know. And then we grow up all these years, like if your father or your mother tells you something, you're going to believe it, and then you're going to sit there and you're going to believe that all your life. But you have to question that belief. You have to start doing that. If you don't, you're never going to grow as an individual. You're never going to grow into the better, more higher level person that you are. The better version of you, like the higher version of you. So like you have to do this. You have to. If you don't, you're going to be stuck in life. And I get annoyed so much when I hear people or I see people living their lives by other people's perceptions, by other people's ideas, by what they've been told is right, or what they've been told is wrong, or they always like. I like for people to think for themselves, and I love it, and that's what I encourage in everybody that I know. Even my kids, every single one of my kids, they can tell you, I'm always encouraging self-thought, self-discovery, self-exploration, you know, in yourself, because everybody's different, you know, and I'm not going to sit there and force, like my kids, all of them are so different from each other. It's crazy. Like, they're all their own people. Nobody's the same, and I don't force anyone, and none of my kids. I don't force anyone, even my friends, whoever, to do something they're not comfortable with, or if they don't feel it in them because that's just not who they are. I'm not going to force you to do anything like that, you know. So, anyway, I'm not going to make you be who I'm not going to project myself onto you, basically, you know. And so, but most people in this world are that way. They're going to project themselves onto you. They're going to project their ideas, their opinions on you, and they're going to expect for you to do those things. And if you don't, they're going to be all mad and pissy, and they're going to be like, oh, you're so wrong, or oh, they're going to make you feel guilty, you know. And you have to break away from that, because if you do, there's so much out there to be free. You will free yourself from so much anxiety and so much depression and so much, just so much, you know. And you have to be willing to go past your comfort zone. And it's going to get uncomfortable. But if you don't get uncomfortable, nothing's ever going to change. And so you have to remember that too, you know. And it's hard. I just wanted to basically tell you guys it's hard, but it's possible, you know. And like, I don't know, it's hard, but it's possible. I've been doing it this past year, and yeah, I haven't focused as much as I want to because I've had all these fears, you know, and I'm breaking past that though. And I've been I told you I'm tired. I didn't tell you. I'm so tired. It's like late, and I have to be up for work tomorrow, and I'm not even in my pajamas or anything yet. So, but I'm so tired. I don't know if you can see it in my eyes. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you guys because, and I'm probably going to do another video dealing with perceptions and dealing with other people, like preconceived ideas, especially because you have these preconceived ideas of how we're supposed to live our lives, or how we were told we're supposed to live our lives, or these rules and regulations we're supposed to put on ourselves. And that it's not true. once you start realizing how the universe works, once you start seeing how God is and how God made the universe, and when you truly know God, you realize it's not true. I guess I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to go into that another time, but it'll get too long. This video is already getting long. So, but I just wanted to share that with you guys, I guess. And I'm going to make another video dealing with preconceived ideas, especially, and our own perceptions of things and our old habits, what we tend to do on a daily, what we tend to fall back into as our own because we're comfortable there, ritualistic even in life, and how we tend to continually cause certain things to replay in our lives over and over and over because that's what we're kind of comfortable with, even if it's horrible, even if it's something that we're miserable every day of our lives, but it's what we're comfortable with, so we stay in that habit, and that's not good. And you can break out of it. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. I've been doing it slowly, and it's amazing where I'm going. Yes, it's scary. Yes, I've had my doubts. Yes, I have fought through freaking comfort zones left and right. You don't even know how much I have faced my fears this past year. But it's been worth it. And I've noticed every fear that I face, every comfort zone that I break past, it's like, it takes me to a higher level, and it makes me into a better version of myself every single time. I'm just up there more, up there more. I gain more of who I am, and I gain more clarity and wisdom into my own self-awareness of who I am. And it's amazing. And once you start getting to where you're doing this regularly, it becomes so much easier, and the anxiety starts to just naturally go away. Your environment's a big thing, and that's going to be all based on perception and preconceived ideas. A lot of us, because of preconceived ideas, decide that we need to stay in a really bad environment, like a toxic environment with a toxic person, because we believe, oh, well, this is the right thing to do. Is it really? Have you ever questioned the right thing to do? You need to. And I'm not saying be evil, because that's not right either, but you do need to question things, because all these things that you've been told, all these perceptions that have been placed upon you, all these preconceived ideas, it could be from anybody has given you these ideas, from parents to older siblings to people that you just found to be very authoritative some way in your life, that you looked up to, for instance, or even preachers, priests, whatever, maybe have told you things, or you've been told things from like the church that you go to, and I believe in God, you guys. So, but that there's a lot of, yeah, even today, I'm not going to go there. Oh, I'm not going to go there right now. So, but anyway, okay, I'm going to say this. Even today, I went ahead and looked up a couple of big churches. I do not like mega churches. I don't like chain churches. They're fake, 100%. They're not real. They're not good for people. I'm sorry. And if you go to one, I'm sorry. But anyway, I was listening to a couple of sermons today just because I just decided to do it. And I kept on because I have studied my Bible, and I do know the Bible as well as I do. And I've gone into history books, and I know all these things. I was listening to him, a couple of people, and I was like, what? Like the stuff that he was saying, I was like, well, that's a lie. And that's a lie. And that's a lie. And he was using scripture. And I was like, okay, he twisted that scripture. You know what I mean? So like, it was pissing me off, to be honest. And I was just like, oh, it was getting annoying. I just had to turn it off. I even watched like 20 minutes of it, and I was like, I can't do this no more, And of course, it's part of these big churches, with all these TV screens and like these huge audiences, and like they have all these bands in the front, and like it's all about entertainment. And I'm sorry, I'm going off into something I shouldn't be going into, but it's just another example of these preconceived ideas. It's you know, then they try to put all these rules and regulations on you, and then they make you feel guilty for doing things that you shouldn't feel guilty about, you know. And so like I'm just anyway, I love you guys. I better stop right now because I'm probably gonna get a whole lot of hate messages. But I'm trying to help. I will do another video I'll be doing another video probably in the next few days for sure. I'll do another video just dealing with preconceived ideas and perceptions. And yeah, because I think it's going to be very important. I think it's very important in getting past your anxiety, in getting to have conquering your anxiety, to having control over your thoughts and your ideas, and like your to have control over your brain, you know, your emotions and all these things, you know. So I don't know why I keep saying, you know, I don't know, but anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Remember, you're not alone, and love you guys. Bye.